This is a record of our winter cruise across Cheshire from east to west. Straight after our journey down the Bosley flight and onto the lower Macclesfield Canal, we had a 2-night holiday in Filey with our niece. The weather was great over Christmas, and after seeing our family, we set off again before New Year. This is the last lock on the Macclesfield Canal, with a drop of less than a foot. This is the end of the Macclesfield and the junction with the Trent and Mersey, so we're going to do a sharp left turn and head west. This is also where the water begins to turn orange due to the iron oxide deposits in it from the local geology. That is quite bright orange actually when it gets turned up. One very, very low bridge. Filling up with bright orange water. A number of the locks along here are double locks, but there's only one side in use at the moment. And this is just going back under the Macclesfield Canal, which runs over the top there on that aqueduct. Colin just waiting patiently for me to come back while I've set the next lock. Just opening this gate and the next one down so Richard can come straight out of that one and straight into this one. There we go. Straight out of one into the next one. That's it, final lock of the day. Short run now, hopefully, to our mooring for New Year. And this was our mooring for New Year at Road Heath. Well, it's January the 3rd and we're iced in again. We're in Road Heath in Cheshire and it's a beautiful morning, but we're going to be stuck here I think for a few days now as it's going to only get colder. And then it snowed.
To swim for it maybe.
Nice skating ducks. Boat made it through the ice and we topped up with diesel. I left the boat for a few days to go to France on a girls' ski trip for a friend's 60th birthday. When I got back, the ice had melted, so we moved again. The ice has disappeared from the canal, but it's still slippy underfoot, so me and Colin, we tend to wear our life jackets when it's like this, just because it's really slippy at the locks. So here's the M6 in the background, not that one, the one at the back. We're about to go under the M6. So a lot of locks do have these treads, but sometimes they don't, and even when they do, yeah, they seem to be in the wrong place or they're very slippy. This one's okay. Today was to only do 14 locks, but it's such a beautiful day. We are now on our 15th. This is now lock number 17 today, but we're going to pull up shortly and more for the night. The following morning we headed to Middlewich. Just waiting for lock 70 to fill so we can get the boat in. So this is the entrance to the Wardle Canal and the Shropshire Union Canal at Middlewich. The Wardle Canal is the shortest canal in the country at only 154 feet or 47 metres. We continued along the Middlewich branch of the Shropshire Union Canal. By early evening we reached Church Minshall and spent a couple of very wet, muddy days there. Of course we had to visit the Badger Inn. At Barbridge, we turned right onto the Shropshire Union Chester Canal towards Chester. Then on to Bunbury Staircase locks. Hard work, these bigger gates.
I think they're easy.
This was a return to double width locks which we hadn't done since Manchester in June last year. There's only one ground paddle working on this lock, so I think it's going to take a little while to fill up. Eastern Iron Lock on the Shropshire Union Canal. It took two of us to open these gates. A further top up of diesel and a pump out. It's January the 26th. We're travelling up towards Chester today. It's very cold, so hot drinks are required. A fellow boater helped us out on the final locks to Chester, so we returned the favour later in the afternoon. Colin getting very brave at the locks. We then had a rest for a few days and had a great city break in Chester. This lovely pub became our local for a few days. We also did a mystery adventure in Chester, finding clues and solving puzzles, which was good fun. We left Chester for a couple of days and headed further north up to Ellesmere Port and the National Waterways Museum. First we had to go down Chester staircase locks. 3 locks in a row with a drop of 33 feet. We spent a whole morning at the National Waterways Museum, as Colin was keen to learn about canal history and how on earth he had come to be living on a boat. Then we headed back to Chester. It's 5:10 on February the 4th, so it's Going to start getting dark soon, but we couldn't get a spot in Chester Basin, so we're having to come up the staircase lock again, and so that'll take us a little while. So it'll be getting dark nearly when we moor.
We weren't expecting to do a night cruise, but it was fun.
Bit of city night cruising through Chester and under the Bridge of Sighs. I think we've got a haunted street light. Woo.
Sounds very nautical. Ships now.
Just going past the city walls.
We spent another couple of nights in Chester and were joined by our friends Andy and Alison again. We finally left Chester on the 8th of February to head back to the Trent and Mersey Canal and the Midlands.